You know, my mom didn't come out of the bedroom a lot after my grandma died. Like, she just didn't. She just stayed in the bedroom.
Right.
She was very depressed. And I was like her dope man. Like, I was going to get you medicine. I was going to buy Xanaxes for you. I was going to the liquor store for you. And I remember her telling me, just stay home and smoke your weed. You know, you can just smoke it here.
Let's be honest about recovery.
The rewards, the challenges.
Let's talk about our failures.
We are flawed people, after all.
Let's challenge the stigmas that weigh us down.
Because while most of us are looked at,
few of us are seen.
Let's talk about addiction.
And how Christ overcomes our weaknesses.
Because we are loved.
Because we are loved.
Because we are loved.
We are loved.
We are
because
loved.
we are loved.
My name is Tiffany, and this is my story. My addiction started in the 7th grade and lasted roughly 20 years. In the process, I lost my daughter, was in and out of jail, in and out of treatment, and by the grace of God, I now have almost 5 years of sobriety.
Hey there, guys, and welcome back to Jesus Loves Addicts. Today, I'm really excited, and honestly, it's an honor. Our guest, her name is Tiffany Clayton. Tiffany is special to me, but I know that her story is going to touch some of you in a way that you may not have known that you needed. While today Tiffany is a hardworking single mom to 2 precious girls, her story didn't just end up there. She had to go through some things and through some unbelief, and today she's going to tell us about it. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
So we like to just start these off real simple. Can you tell us about where you from, your childhood, stuff like that?
I'm originally from Corinth, Mississippi.
Okay.
Born and raised there. Childhood wasn't awful, but it wasn't the best. A lot of things happen behind closed doors, and I was raised to keep your mouth shut, you know?
Yeah.
We don't talk about it.
Like what happens at home stays at home?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So, like, on the outside, the painted picture was, well, they just have a great life, you know. I did go to church. We were made to go to church, really. So we lived with my grandparents, which, I mean, it was good, but a lot of times it was bad. Yeah. It was a lot of chaos, a lot of fighting. Parents were drinking, so, of course, my grandparents didn't approve.
It was your grandparents that really brought y'all to church?
Yes.
So you were living with your grandparents and your parents?
Yes, we all lived in the same house.
So it's not like your grandparents were raising you. Your parents were raising you at your grandparents' house.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes.
And it's you, and you have a brother?
Yes, I have an older brother.
Okay.
I would say both of our takes on life at home are pretty different. He did get out of it before I did. You know, he went off to college, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I stayed behind. I was stuck. And so I seen a lot more. My parents were addicts. My mom, she's been dead almost 14 years. My dad, alcoholic addict. Mom, alcoholic addict. Grandparents, they didn't drink as far as I know. But I will say my grandmother gave me my first set of pills to take to a lady at work. That was the first time I ever did like a drug deal. You know, they were Darvocets. I don't think they even make those anymore.
I don't think they do either.
So she was selling her medication to make money?
And at that time, I was naive. You know,
you were just bringing some medicine to somebody.
I was just taking some medicine to the restaurant. You know, that was it. That's all I knew. I didn't realize until later that
that's a felony.
I was actually doing a middleman thing, you know? Yeah. I didn't know that. She was using me. But anyway, my grandmother, she had a lot of, I'd say, mental problems. She was nice. She could be nice, but she was also...
was it like up and down?
Yeah, up and down. It was a lot of fighting at the house. A lot.
I've heard it say... as a child, did you feel like you never knew what you were going to get, whether it was going to be
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that walking on eggshell, don't know what I'm walking into.
I wonder which grandmother's coming home.
Yeah, I wonder
what I'm going home
yes.
to.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where, like, they would get in a fight and she would pack up the whole minivan and she would leave, you know, or she would threaten to, you know, unalive herself or, you know, something. And, I mean, that's just how it was growing up.
Well, then that was your normal.
Yeah. Chaos was my normal.
Dysfunction, yeah.
Yeah, very dysfunctional, very dysfunctional. And she ended up doing some things to me, you know, at a young age. She used to hold me under cold water in the bathtub. I've only ever spoke about that a few times.
As punishment?
I don't know. I was so young.
You remember this, or someone's told you?
No, I remember
not being able to breathe.
That, yeah. And then you would get up and go to church on Sunday morning. So I had a very misperception of God at a very young age.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to guess you were going to church because that's just what people did.
Yes, that's what I was told to do.
That's where they wanted to be seen.
Yes.
But there was no power in the gospel, or maybe even not even true belief, maybe, or
no, there wasn't.
There was no action. And there was no power.
Right. We
That's
were
a good way, yeah.
You know, straight Southern Baptist. You know, the fire and brimstone kind of guy. God.
Right.
My mom taught Sunday school. Some. She played the piano, you know, we sang in the worship, you know, and I would get on the platform and sing with them. But there was nothing there. You know, like I didn't feel anything there.
It was checking a box.
It was something you did on Sunday.
That's it. That was just something I did on Sunday and Sunday nights and Wednesdays.
Wow. So you were really
in there.
I mean, that's
until I wasn't, but you know, I was made go. And well, I was told that's what we did. You know, this is what you do. You go to church. And I think my grandfather was, you know, he was a God-fearing man.
Yeah.
And I would say, you know, a lot of girls are like, I'm a daddy's girl. No, I was a grandpa's girl. Like, that's who I looked up to.
But it sounds like he probably had his hands full with his wife. Big time, huh?
Yeah. And my parents.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my structure came from him.
Well, he was your safe person.
Yeah.
There's only so much one person can do.
Yeah, if you think about But he was the one, it sounds more like he was the one that what he said and did on Sunday is the way he carried himself.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah, and it was like, and he was a great man, you know. And I'm not knocking my grandma, like she was great too, but she had her issues. You know, she did. I think she suffered from a lot that she was not diagnosed with.
Well, then, and I hate it, but it's the reality. Mental health was whispered or not.
Right.
It just was not dealt with. And I don't, she wouldn't have had anyone to reach out to.
Well, especially in certain Christian circles back then,
absolutely
too. It
not.
was not even so much not talked about. It was like, you don't take medicine. You don't do these things, which...
You're right.
You know.
So your brother leaves. You're there. What did school look like for you?
I was a really good student. You know, A's and B's, all that. I did try to do band, dropped it out. You know, I remember I might have ran around the track a couple times. Didn't do that no more. I played baseball up until the 7th grade.
Okay.
I didn't play at the school. I did.
You played like rec and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I broke my ankle on a 4-wheeler wreck, and I used that as an excuse to get out. And my parents just let me quit, you know?
Yeah.
I think I went to a couple practices, and that was it. But, I mean, I wasn't, like, not the popular kid. My whole family went to the same school, almost. So, like, I wouldn't say I was popular, but I was... hanging out with the popular people, you know, because they were, half of them's my cousins, but, I mean, really. And so, a lot of them was on drugs.
Did you know that then?
No, because
Drugs
I also
is in what?
Pot.
Pot, meth? Okay.
Pot, you know. But also I was hanging out with the not so popular kids because I felt like I fit in more with the ones that the black sheeps, you know.
Yeah.
Those were the ones I used.
Gravitated towards?
Yes, those were the ones I started using with. I felt more comfortable with them. I don't know if it's because maybe they, you know, they're not my family, so they're not going to go tell.
That makes sense. Or you didn't feel like you had anything to live up to or to maintain any sort of image.
Yeah.
I totally,
you know?
So I was just kind of like
the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, like a neutral kind of kid in school. I could hang out with anybody. You know, it didn't matter. Graduated. I did, I think, 3-4 months in college. Because by college, I was already on Xanax.
So I know you mentioned in the beginning you did start experimenting
in the 7th grade.
7th grade?
Yes, peer pressure. And I started smoking weed in the 7th grade. And I didn't do it regularly.
Yeah.
Then I went on, you know, to graduate, was fine. You know, I would drink here and there, and I would smoke here and there. It wasn't like
it wasn't something you had to have. And
yeah.
It wasn't. You didn't have consequences yet.
Yes. Our graduating year, we had a classmate unalive herself on homecoming. And so that was like, I want to say, my second traumatic. My first one was my grandfather passed away. And that's where I started using Lortabs more. And there's a lot of my childhood I don't really remember. And I don't know if I just have it blocked or what, because I mean, it was just very traumatic. But I do remember I was on Lortabs, and I was smoking pot then. I went on to graduate. That December after graduation was my first time going to jail. I wrecked my car.
That was fast.
Yeah. I mean, it just literally started right then. Went on to college, though. And
what were you charged with then?
DUI other.
Did you have it, like, did you have to do anything? Were there any actual consequences from that, or did it just kind of go away because you were still a kid?
It kind of just went away. I think I might have had probation, maybe. Okay. Or I could have just, I don't really remember.
That's all right.
Honestly, what they made me do. I do remember...
probably pre-trial diversion, something like that.
I did that later on, way later on.
So it wasn't that one.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one.
Well, and one thing I'll say is, if I don't remember the legal consequences, it's because they really didn't face me. It was a blip.
None of them fazed me until the last one. That one fazed me. But
the rest,
I mean, even facing 20 years didn't faze me because I caught more charges after that. You know, it was just what I did.
Facing 20 years and getting 20 years are two different things.
Yes.
They're not real till they're real. And then you're like, wow, can we go back, please?
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah. I quit.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn my lesson.
Yeah. I wish it was that easy, but...
Yeah. So you got a DUI other, you did some college, and by then you said you were taking Xanax. So,
pills.
Yeah. At what time, like, what is it looking like for you? Like, are you still living at home? Where are you living? What are you doing?
Kinda at home. My parents just let me go. You know, there wasn't, I wish they would have been a little bit more protective. You know, than they were. Because sometimes I feel like I'm overprotective of my kids, but I also know what the world is like. And sometimes I wish that they had stopped me. Because living at home, they allowed me to be with an older man, and he was there.
He was there at the house?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is wild to even think about. You know,
well, because I
might have been of age, but still, I would never, you know, and I wish you would have stopped me. There were a lot of red flags that, looking back now, I see that I know you should have seen, but also at the same time, I have to look at it as
y'all were sick.
You were sick. You know, my mom didn't come out of the bedroom a lot after my grandma died. Like, she just didn't. She just stayed in the bedroom.
Right.
She was very depressed. And I was like her dope man. Like, I was going to get you medicine. I was going to buy Xanaxes for you. I was going to the liquor store for you. And I remember her telling me, just stay home and smoke your weed. You know, you can just smoke it here. And I'm like, you know, no, like, I needed to be behind the wheel. I don't know why, but when I would smoke weed, I needed to be riding the back roads. You know, that was just who I was. But she's like, just stay here so you'll stay out of trouble.
I think you also just needed to get out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. I was running, but I didn't really know why.
Or where to go.
Yeah. Like, I had nowhere else to go. And I remember when my grandmother died, that's when I met Kaylee's dad.
And that's your oldest daughter?
Yes, my oldest daughter. He was like, he showed up to the funeral home with my cousin. And he's like, can I just come stay with y'all at your house? And of course, I'm sick, you know, and everybody's at the funeral home because it's one of those, like, we stayed the night at the funeral home. And then,
what?
Yes, that's just, anyway. Yeah, stayed the night at the funeral home.
That's a thing, apparently.
That's why I was like, you said that like it was a... where is that a thing?
In Corinth, Mississippi.
In Corinth.
Yeah, it's a thing. And I'm like,
okay.
What?
I've just never heard of that.
Yeah.
Well, do you sleep or you stay up? Oh, you sleep.
I mean, you could sleep if you wanted to.
Like, did you bring a pallet? Like, and I'm not being funny.
Slept
like
on the couch. In there.
Was there a reason behind it, or is this?
This is the night before the funeral?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a reasoning behind it. Like,
that's just what y'all did.
I stayed the night with my mom. You know?
Okay.
Slept in the same room.
Nope.
So he comes home with me.
You bring him home?
Yeah. Of course I brought him home.
Yeah. Show and tell.
Any healthy person would.
Yeah.
And so we have the house. You know, we didn't do anything, you know, that night or whatever. But, yeah, you came home with me, and he never left. Like, never left.
And your parents, fine.
Was okay with it. Just, they were okay with it.
Well, there was no order to anything they did.
Yeah.
And I think it's like any part of us that when we are really that sick, that part of us that would have objected at this point is so numb and dull. There's no life to do you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, I don't have it in me if I know, like, I believe that a part of them knew that they should object.
But they just didn't have
right.
But it's almost too much effort because I haven't up until now.
Also, when you're doing things that you know you're not supposed to be doing, it's hard to kind of be assertive about certain things because then they're going to throw stuff. So it's...
Oh, and and I'm going to throw it back up in your face.
Like, I'll let you do what you want. You're going to let me do what I want.
Yeah. Because, and you know,
hopefully
maybe
this is going to work out.
Yeah.
I could cut you off.
Yeah.
You know, like, I went and got it for you.
Right. Oh, of course.
You can do whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So you take advantage of that, you know, like you just take. My mom needed the Xanax.
Well, so did you.
And so did I. But.
So he moves in, he stays. Are you working during this time?
Yes, I'm working at the Hitchin' Post. That's a little mom and pop. It's a little mom and pop restaurant. Yeah. That's a great part of my story.
The Hitchin' Post?
Yes.
I feel like we're telling a joke, but we're not.
We're not. That's exactly what it was called, the Hitchin' Post.
Okay.
I used to get paid in drugs.
Okay.
Some cash.
But drugs.
Mostly drugs. That's where I was taking the Darvocets that my grandmother was giving me.
When you say drugs, what are you talking about?
Just
prescription medication.
Yeah, that was not prescribed to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Like Lortabs, and it was mainly Lortabs, and then like we would stop, you know, at the end of the night, and we would smoke some weed together, and you know, like I didn't do the hard stuff with her, my boss. But I was doing it. Like, I was snorting subs off the
what I'm thinking
warmer
of
in the back.
is like no direction.
Yeah.
Like at some point I do feel like even in that relationship you had to have looked out and wanted something for your life, but it's
you know, looking
when you're
back,
in survival mode, it's just, I mean, yeah, you might want things, but it's just, they seem so unobtainable.
Because
right?
you just
that's
don't
how it
feel
was
like
with me.
you deserve that. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't feel like I deserved anything better than what I was getting.
So at least you got something.
Yeah, at least I got something.
What about your brother? Where was he during this?
Maybe in Washington. I don't remember if he was, I think he was just dating his wife at the time. But he, you know, when he got away, he got away. And so, you know, I do remember him telling me that he blamed himself a lot for leaving me there. But what could you do? You were just a kid.
Yeah.
You know?
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
It's like they feel responsible because they left, but it's almost something that they have to work out.
Yeah, that's stuff that you realize after the fact.
Yeah. And like I told him, I was like, I've never blamed you for leaving. Never. And I think, because I left multiple times, but I always came back because I had nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
You know, like we would burn a bridge over here with these people that we, you know, ran to, and then I would come back home.
Because it was easier to survive in Corinth.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like my life.
So you're living there now. Your child's father's with you, but y'all don't have her yet. So
no, we don't have her yet. And I don't remember how long he'd been living there, but my mother was in love with him. She loved the ground he walked on. He was like, she said he spoke level-headed and I didn't. Like, we just crashed, me and her. Because I needed you, but you weren't there mentally.
Yeah.
There was already abuse going on. The first time he ever hit me, I was in the shower. And I know you heard it. Like, I know you heard it.
Oh, yeah.
But...
And you did nothing.
Nothing. And what do you do? Like, your mom loves him. Your dad's really not, you know, your dad's not stepping in, you know, and maybe that's what I was doing, was needing a man
to fix something
that my dad was not fixing.
We're still trying to find that safe place.
Of it for sure.
Yeah.
Still trying to find a safe place you had with your grandfather.
Yeah.
That was gone. Did you ever ask her?
No, because he loved me, you know. He loved me, so I might as well just
take
it and be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. I just was okay with it. You know, this is what happens, you know. And then my dad was cheating on my mom. So of course it's like, well, this is what happens.
This is years upon years of just chaos.
Yeah. And
did anyone go to church anymore on Sundays, or did they give that up after your grandparents?
Well, my mom had gave church up a long time, and my dad is the type that he would go on Easter and Christmas.
Yeah,
because we're eating. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yes, there was food.
Yeah.
So you know that's how he was raised Church of Christ, and then he just didn't go to church with us.
But then when your grandfather died,
everybody stopped.
Yeah. Everybody stopped.
So y'all are living together. Your mom's closeted. When do you get pregnant with Kaylee, and what does that look like?
I got pregnant with Kaylee. I found out I was pregnant with Kaylee in 2011 on my dad's birthday. He was not as happy as I was.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Huh.
He was not as happy as I was, but my mother was ecstatic. You know, it was the first grandchild. For her, I remember she would take the stethoscope. Is that how you say it?
Stethoscope. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
And and she would put it up against my belly, and she would listen to Kaylee's heartbeat. And, like, I just remember she was so excited. Was just so excited that she was going to be a grandmother.
Had you ever had moments like that with her, though?
Mm-mm. No. Like, no. She was very depressed. Very depressed. She stayed on the computer a lot, playing The Sims and, you know.
I forgot about those things.
Yeah.
Okay.
She played that a lot. She just kind of stayed to herself.
Playing Sims. Wow, you could read into that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantasy
world.
creating the life you want, or
Yeah.
escaping to that life, and
Oh, you're so right. Were you still just on pills when you got, like, I don't know at what point your
By the time I got
substance use
pregnant,
progressed.
so by the time I got pregnant with Kaylee, I had already done Roxy's and Coke and crack, and, you know, I had stepped my game up already from weed.
But anything that
you were a daily opiate user?
Almost, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Xanax and stuff. I think that's why I don't remember a whole lot.
That would do it.
You know, yeah.
But like you had to get high to not be sick type situation?
I don't know sick or if it was like really mind controlling then. And I never was without, so I don't know. He always had it.
Oh, wow.
He always had it, like, and we were always getting it. And, you know, by the time that we would start coming down, we were already on the road to get more.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a never-ending process of just being high. When I did find out I was pregnant, I did almost stop everything. I was still smoking weed, and I was still taking Lortabs. And my mother was giving them to me. She actually had my own little special bottle in the top of her drawer. So I would stop taking hers. And she would put me half of Lortabs in there, and I would take them.
Yeah.
And I was pregnant with Kaylee. And, you know, that was fine, I thought. Because Mom's giving them, you know.
Well, not even just that. At one point, doctors would prescribe them if you had to take something.
Really?
Yeah. If you were pregnant, they would. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fine. That's all I needed to hear is it was
You were going to take them anyway.
Yeah, I was. I mean, I didn't stop everything. I just stopped some.
Yeah.
And then...
well, that's that delusion that we're doing the right thing.
Yes. So, you know, I'm pregnant. Mom's doing all the things. You know, she's just ecstatic. We're trying to figure out my brother's bedroom. We're turning into a nursery. And doing all the things for it. And so I'm 6 months pregnant. And Mom had a lot of medical issues. She was always going back and forth to the hospital. She had pancreatitis. She would have migraines all the time. This time she had kidney stones. So she was in a lot of pain that night. And I remember Dad was taking her to the hospital. And I remember thinking, here we go again. Like, this is just another trip to the hospital. Like, here we go. And went to bed. I went to bed that night. And I'm laying there, and I remember hearing his truck pull back up in the driveway, and I wish to God I would have gotten up. She's in there in the kitchen, and she's doing what she did. She might have been in the bedroom, but she did keep the house clean. Like, she did that. And she cooked dinner every night. But she's in there, and she's emptying ashtrays, and she's filling up, you know, the ashtrays, and she's just cleaning up and all this stuff. And I wish I would have gotten up. But I never did. I just went back to sleep. And because I'm like, well, they're home.
Everything's
fine.
Because it always had been.
Right. And then the next morning, it was Easter Sunday. And my dad comes in there, and he's like, I can't wake her up. And I'm like, you can't wake who up? And he said, I can't wake your mom up. And, like, you know, I'm like, well, she's just asleep. But she wasn't. I walked in their room, and she was already cold and set. And I knew, you know, she's dead. But I jerk her off the bed and I throw her in the floor and I'm doing CPR because I'm like, you can't be. Like, I need you. I'm pregnant and I need you. And you're leaving me.
That's tough.
And I think that's where the whole cutoff with God came. I was already questioning who he was. But now you took my mom.
Yeah.
You know, now you've taken.
I don't want any part of you.
Yeah. It's like, I don't even know if I believe in you. And if you are real, I'm mad at you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I was so mad at him. And I didn't, like, I think I wouldn't call myself an atheist. I just didn't want you in my life. I didn't need you anymore, you know, so I'm not going to believe in you.
No, you definitely knew that he was very real.
I knew he was real, but
built a firm little
box.
And he's going to stay right there.
And hopefully not come out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember telling Kathryn, he's nailed shut in the box.
Yeah.
In the corner.
And he can stay there.
Yeah, he can stay right there. I do not need him.
Mm-hmm.
Because how dare you? You leave me with a dad who's physically there, but not there.
Never been there.
Never really just been there.
An abusive, significant other.
Yes.
And
my brother's gone. My grandparents are gone. And now you've taken my mom.
And I'm pregnant.
Right, and I'm pregnant with my first kid. And so I started the Xanax again.
I'd like to take a moment to recognize a major podcast sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by America's Thrift Stores, your go-to option for decluttering and giving back. If you have a closet bursting at the seams or a garage that's seen better days, we've got the perfect solution for you.
That's right. America's Thrift Stores makes it easy to clear out the clutter and make a positive impact in your community. Whether you're cleaning out your wardrobe, downsizing your living space, or just looking to give back, America's Thrift Stores has you covered.
And here's the best part. You've got options. Schedule a hassle-free home pickup, drop off your items at one of their convenient donation sites, or swing by an America's Thrift Store to donate in person. No matter which way you choose, you're making a difference.
Absolutely. Every donation you make to America's Thrift Stores directly benefits charities in your area, such as the Home of Grace and other fantastic organizations dedicated to helping those in need.
For example, donations made to America's Thrift Stores in southern Mississippi help the Home of Grace provide support and assistance to individuals facing drug and alcohol addiction. Your contributions make a real impact on their mission to provide freedom from addiction through Christ-centered recovery. So not only are you decluttering your life, but you're also helping build a stronger and more supportive community.
It's truly a double blessing. So what are you waiting for? Clean out that closet, clear out that garage, and make a positive difference in your community by donating to America's Thrift Stores.
Visit America's Thrift Stores online to schedule a home pickup, locate a donation site near you, or get directions to one of their store locations.
America's Thrift Stores, where giving back never goes out of style.
So,
well, the other part to realize is you had grown up with a false belief system of you don't open your mouth to anyone outside this family. Well, the family was more than fractured. Everybody was gone. Yeah. It is literally a significant other, but to be honest, he wasn't in that same category. So it's you, your dad, and that's it.
He's not even really there.
No.
You know, like by the time my mom had died, 6 months later, you know, we're losing the house that I grew up in, all this, and he's moved out already.
Your dad left?
Yes, he left to be with the woman that he was cheating on my mom with. So, I mean, and you left me here with him.
Mm-hmm. Because if your mom knew that there was abuse, he did too.
Yeah. No, he knew because he saw it. He walked out while I was on the floor one night, and Jarrell was on top of me, and he walked out. And he was high, and I knew he was high. But your granddaughter's in the back room screaming, and your daughter is right here in the kitchen floor.
And needs help.
I need help. And I remember my head went over, and I remember watching my father walk out. And he just leaves. And I'm just left there. And, so what do you do? Like,
keep going.
And that was it. And after Kaylee was born, I think I did meth. It wasn't long after she was born. Mm-hmm. Or I might have tried it before I got pregnant with her. I'm not real sure if she was in the picture yet the first time I did meth. But the first time I ever did it, I fell in love with it.
You knew it.
And I knew I have arrived, like that was what I wanted. And this was what I have been looking for. And because everything went away.
And you didn't care.
Did not care about nothing. Not you, not me, not nothing. And I turned into this person that was just evil.
Mean.
Very. Very mean.
Well, because you were still so angry.
Yes. I was angry at everybody and angry at God and angry at myself. And, and I'm angry that I have this kid and I can't raise her because I don't know how to raise her. Because
no one's here to
God
help.
took my mother away, Yeah. And because I'm blaming God for everything. And because it was his fault,
Yeah.
And so I got this kid. And I'm trying to raise her, and I know I need to protect her. Like, I know I need to do that. But how do I do that? Because I can't stop getting high. But you're not going to take my kid, And my dad did try to take her a couple times. And because
you were using.
Right. Yeah. And by the time he tried to take her, he wasn't as bad off as he used to be.
Mm-hmm. So he was the lesser of two evils.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But I was not going to let you take my child. Like, I needed to protect her. But in reality, she needed to be protected from me and her dad. But I didn't know that. Like, that's my child. That's my child. And
well, everybody else has already been taken. I get to control this. I didn't have a voice in. You're not taking her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's when you're in the middle of it. I mean, that you could do better, but you just don't see yourself for what you're really doing.
At all.
How you're hurting other people.
Because you're not hurting other people in your head.
No,
delusion. Yeah. Like, how is my addiction hurting you? Like, I'm the one doing it.
Don't you know what y'all did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was very much the type of person, I'm going to let you know and I'm going to remind you of what
everything
you
you did wrong.
Because this is why I'm the way I am, because what you did. There was no accountability on my part for what I was doing. None. I was doing it because this is what you did to me.
Well, when you throw up some serious stuff that people do feel guilty about, when you throw it in their face, it'll get them off your back quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's effective.
Yeah, and when I learned that, I didn't stop.
Right.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
So move us through. You've got Kaylee. You're using. I know that you lost her at one time.
Yeah, so I did end up losing her. Me and Jarrell, that's her dad. I know we ended up homeless at one point, but then we were living in this house in the hood. Mm-hmm. Best place to live, right? Crack man was right down the street. So his dad used to sit at the church that was right next to us, and he used to watch our house. And he's actually the one that called CPS the first time. Or he called the police. He might have called CPS. I don't remember which one he called. But I remember the day she got taken. He had come to get her. Him and another girl, Jarrell and another girl, had come to get her because they needed her to ride with them in the car because you're less likely to get stopped
With the
if
baby.
you have a baby because you don't look that suspicious. And they needed to go do a drug run. Well, I can't stop you from taking her. Like, you were going to take her, and he did. About 30 minutes later, the police are at my door, and he's telling me that the hotel room that they were in has been raided, and I need to get in the car and come get my daughter. And so I did, and I'm so out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I have no feelings whatsoever. I couldn't cry, none of it. I got in the police car, went and got my daughter, come back. They tell me on the way back that CPS has been called, and he's like, the officer's trying to, like, ease my mind, you know, and I'm like, I'm just there.
Yeah.
He's like, they're gonna come take your child. And I'm just like, okay. You know, like, I was so numb. They ended up coming to taking her, and I remember putting her in the car seat. They let her go with his grandma. So she was still in the family, you know, so that was like, okay, we're fine, you know, you're gonna be okay. She's 2 when she was taken, and I remember putting her in the car seat and she's screaming because she doesn't want to go. But I'm so numb that I can't even console you.
Well, because you couldn't feel it.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to let myself feel it. And
yeah, I mean, you kind of have to protect yourself and kind of go numb.
Yeah, and that night's the first night I tried to commit suicide. Because at this point, everybody's gone. Mm-hmm. And I'm in a house by myself, and it is so quiet. Like, it is so quiet in there. I don't have my daughter. Jarrell's in jail. Nobody's around. You know, nobody's around. Just me and a needle.
Mm-hmm.
So I put whatever I could in it, and I stuck it in my vein. And I remember waking up the next morning with it hanging out of my arm. And I was so mad that I woke up.
Yeah.
Because why am I here? Like, I can't feel the fact that my daughter's gone. Like, I knew it was bad.
You knew that was not what was supposed to be going on.
But I couldn't feel it. And I just didn't want to be here anymore. I did not want to wake up.
So how long did she stay with them?
I got her back when she was around 5.
So for 3 years.
She stayed with Nana for a couple years, and then I did what I was doing. I actually ended up with another guy, homeless with another guy. We were living at a stripper hotel, and that was fun.
Mm-mm.
That was a lot. That's the first time I ever sat in the bathroom for about 8 or 9 hours trying to hit.
Everything was broken.
And I couldn't. Before that, Nana had brought her to see me at the hotel. But then after that, she called and said, hey, you can't call her anymore.
I'm not bringing her back over there.
She was like, she's having nightmares and she's waking up screaming for you. And she said, I can't.
I'm not putting her through that.
And I was just like, okay. And I went on and got high. Because, now you've really cut her out. And I'm like, and in my head, she's going to be fine. She's going to be okay. She's with Nana. She's going to have a great life. But because I couldn't stop. I couldn't.
You knew
stop
that much,
using.
but still.
It feeds, what's causing the problem actually feeds it even more.
Yeah.
Getting a call like that from her. It's because of the drugs, but it makes you want to do drugs more to
avoid anything that you might have to look at.
Yeah.
Well, it is the only constant you also have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's to people listening that may never have gotten to that point, and they don't have to, praise the Lord, but it It is hard when you hear people, parents, moms, dads saying they took her and I couldn't fix it, or at least she was with family. Like, that's it. The insane conversations and the things that we tell ourselves, and we cling to it, and that's our truth. But if you're from the outside looking in, we look like they see bad people that will never be able to be good enough, instead of
totally
shattered, sick people that they feel hopeless.
It's inexcusable behavior.
Yeah.
But there's an explanation.
Yeah.
Because you're out of your mind on drugs. Yeah. I mean, it completely hijacks your brain, and there's some spiritual stuff going on.
Absolutely.
It turns you into, takes away your humanity.
Yeah.
Sad.
No, that's it. It shuts it off.
Yes.
And you do and say and allow the things that was your never would I ever.
Well, and there is a conscience down in there somewhere, but not if you stay high.
Yeah.
Because when you start sobering up,
it starts
for anybody
in.
listening, that's when you start having those moments of clarity. Well, we don't like those. So we have to.
Gotta go.
I need to make this feeling go away quick.
So bring us up to, because if she was 5.
Yes.
So this is IV meth that you're talking about?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
honestly, it's
anything.
If water would dissolve it, it was going in the needle.
Yeah, crack.
Whatever it was, it didn't matter. I mean, people used to ask like, "What's your drug choice?" And I would just say more, because if it would go in that needle, I was going to do it, and I didn't care what it was. Like, let me try it. So we rocked on in the hotel for a while. That was, another abusive relationship. Mm-hmm. Once you're in it, pretty much, I feel like. And Kaylee's with Nana. So this guy we went couch surfing a lot with. And I remember the first time, looking back now, it was God intervening. And I knew that at the moment. Well, let me back up. Before that, I got pregnant again by this guy. And I did not stop using this time. Did not stop using meth at all. Was still doing everything. And I went to the restroom and there was blood. So we went to the hospital and there was no heartbeat. And again, I'm numb. I don't feel it, The miscarriage part is wild to me, because sober me would have never done what high me did.
Well, of course.
So I woke up, we were at some guy's house, and I woke up and I had blood all over, all the way up my back. And I just went to the bathroom and passed it and flushed the commode like it was nothing, and got in the shower and took a shower and rocked on. And how do you do that? How do you do that?
Because you were putting one foot in front of the other, and it wasn't because you were mentally, spiritually, and emotionally doing the next right thing.
Yeah.
It was survival, but I
like this,
I don't think that was survival by choice. It sounds empty and broken and lonely.
Slavery.
Yeah.
Slave.
Very, yeah. And so, not long after that, during the homelessness, of course, we're walking the streets and, we're sleeping in the woods, this, that, and the third. By the end of it, when I got away from him, we had been going to this crossroads in Corinth. This is how abusive he was. I was not allowed to talk to these people by myself. So I couldn't let them know I needed help. Mm-hmm. I couldn't do any of that. So the first time I ever questioned if God was real, we had a truck that his friend had just give us. because I guess he was tired of us sleeping on his couch. So he just gave us a truck to sleep in.
Y'all can sleep in that. Yeah.
Y'all can sleep in that. And I had already passed the baby by then, but I'm still like in the process of passing everything. And I was just, I think it was my first rock bottom. I was tired, you know, and I remember leaning over on the truck window and looking at the sky and saying, if you are real, then you need to do something. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to do something. And literally the light turned green. And I mean, it might have been 30 seconds. And we are just turning and blue lights are behind us. And at that moment, like, it didn't click. Like, you literally just said, you need to intervene.
And I just turned the blue lights on.
Right.
And but blue lights mean bad, not good.
Yes. And, but, you know, it started. Well, I had already been to treatment once, and that was a joke. I got kicked out, but, you know, that was just a joke. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for the second one either. And I wouldn't say I was even ready when I got to Home Grace, honestly, if I'm being just honest about it. But we got pulled over, and they take him to jail because he gives them his brother's name instead of his name because he is wanted. And so one of the cops just walked to the car, and then he just walks out, and he says, Josh. And he turns his head.
Oh, that's good.
He got him. And so I'm like, you know, on my knees on the floor or on the pavement because I am cramping so bad. And the cop's like, what is wrong with you? And I said, I'm literally having a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Like, literally going through it right now. So they take him to jail. They take me to jail, but I don't get booked. I'm just sitting out front. Like, he's booked in the back in a cell, and I'm just hanging out, you know? And I'm like, am I getting booked? And is anything happening to me? Nothing's happening to me. The sheriff went and bought me breakfast, and they just let me sit there. And the next morning, this guy comes in. Like, I was literally there for hours.
Yeah.
Just sitting up front. And I had nobody to come get me. You know, I had called a couple people, but they're like, no, we're not coming to get you. Like, everybody was just done. This guy shows up to pay his probation. And I was like, hey, can I get a ride to Crossroads? And he was like, yeah, you know. So he takes me to Crossroads, and I walk in. I wish I could remember the lady's name, but I walk in, and she looks at me, and she said, are you ready? And that was it. And I said, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready right now.
That's funny, because when you said a few minutes ago you weren't allowed to tell them that you needed help, first thing that I said was they probably knew.
Yeah, they knew. Yeah, they knew.
Right.
Like, looking back now, like, when I see people that are high, I'm like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. Like, that's what I looked like, you know?
But you would also intervene.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the crazy part about that morning, so we go back to her office, we're talking, you know, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. And so she calls my CPS worker. And the lady on the phone says she has, it was probably like 12 then. I assume it was about 12 because I had to get to the CPS office by 1. Or they were literally terminating my rights that day without me even knowing. They were taking Kaylee away from Nana, and they were placing her with my brother and his wife. And she says she's got until 1 o'clock to get here. And I said, okay, let's go. You know, let's go. Like, in my head, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this. We get down there, and the shock on my brother's face when I walked in was like, oh, my God, you're here. You know?
When was the last time he saw you?
Oh, it was
years.
A long time.
Wow.
And, you know, of course,
I'm you got to think how bad you looked.
Yeah, I looked awful. Probably, well, I was smaller than I was when I got to Home Grace.
Yeah.
Like a stack of bones when I walked in. And, you know, I'm sitting at the table with them, and they're like, you got to do long term. I'm like, okay, we can do that. You know, I was doing it for Kaylee.
Not for you.
Not for me. And I didn't learn till later, like, you can't do it.
Even for your
kids.
child.
You just can't. And,
that is such a hard thing to understand, though.
Yeah.
But you can start off like that.
Yes.
God can change you.
Yes.
Once.
Yeah.
I mean, the most important thing is that you
get it
somewhere.
Yeah. So she's coming to live in Columbus with my brother. And the lady was going to send me to Teen Challenge.
That would be long term.
That would have been long term, yes. So she was on the phone. She was sending me, she had called Recovery House in Columbus first. And I don't know what happened there, but she was like, well, you're going to get on the bus Tuesday morning, I guess. I don't know. You're going to get on a bus and you're going to go to Nashville and you're going to Teen Challenge. I guess Nashville or somewhere in Tennessee. Is there one?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah,
there's one everywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, whatever you want me to do.
I'm ready.
And I'm ready. Because I felt like I had finally got away
Yeah.
from all of it. And I need somewhere to go. Because I have nowhere to go. So I need somewhere to lay my head.
Well, any sort of treatment facility is going to be better than where you had been.
Right.
I mean,
right.
whether
Because
you knew
it's
it or
not
not.
everybody's in jail.
Yeah.
Except for me. Like, everybody's gone. And so, but I think the next day, Brenda from Recovery House called and was like, we'll take her here. And I was like, okay. So we drive to Columbus and that's where my daughter is, she's there. So I'm like, okay, this will be great. She's been here for a week, blah, 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 blah. Get out in the middle of nowhere is Recovery House, just the middle of nowhere. And I get out and there's this chipper lady and she's just so happy to see me. And, and I'm like, hey, here I am. I'm not really happy to be here, but here I am. I dealt with some stuff while I was there. I didn't deal with all of it, of course, but again, I wasn't there for me. I was there to get custody back of my daughter because this is what CPS said I needed to do.
So in that thought process, was it, I can't wait to get high again,
Yes.
or I'm going to give this a shot?
Yes, if I can just get all these hoops jumped through,
So
then I'd be able to
so
use
you
it.
thought you'd be able to fool them.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I have fooled people my entire life.
Right.
So I can fool these people too. And I did. For a while, I did. And I got her back. And then I messed up again. And then I ended up pregnant again. And, I do not have a great picker when it comes to men at all.
I do not feel like you're the only one that'll say that.
Yeah.
I was thinking earlier, what do you think do you think it's because you're attracted to that type of a man, or those type of men are attracted to women that are used to being abused? It's probably a little bit of both.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Because they know they can run you over, but also I need somebody.
Right.
Like
You just needed somebody.
I just needed somebody.
I think
there.
I definitely think it's both. I think that we typically we're going for the familiar, and that's why it's a pattern. I mean, we talked to look at the patterns, but if you think about it, I have talked to a lot of women that when they first encountered what a healthy relationship looked like, it came across as boring or something might be wrong. And it was anything but, and it's like, no, something's got to be wrong. No, this is normal and healthy. Your brain is still looking for what's chaotic. Even when all these other areas in their life is going really well. They can stay sober 3 and 4 or 5 years, but then you meet a man, it's like something's wrong. And I would imagine it's the same for men. They're used to the chaos. That's that one area that you don't get to until you get there. You know what I mean? And if you're going into this for the long haul, which you later did.
Yeah.
So you got pregnant again.
Yes, I got pregnant again.
With Kaylee in CPS custody.
No, she had her. You had her back.
I had her back. I had her back by then. I had full custody of her by then. And then I got pregnant with her sister. So we got pregnant with her, and I knew, like, I wasn't going to be with her dad. Like, that was not an option. He was just a thing. And I just so happened. And so get pregnant with Carter, and, I stayed clean. with Carter the whole time. Like, I was clean up until maybe 6 or 7 months. Carter was 6 or 7 months, I want to say, probably.
Carter's a girl?
Yes, yes. Her name is Annalise, but we know her middle name is Carter, and that's what she goes by.
I like that name.
Yeah.
Girl. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm clean the whole pregnancy with her, like to the point where I had to call my sponsor when they were about to give me the epidural because they said it was some kind of narcotic that was in it, and I was like, y'all can't do this.
Okay.
You know, but I still wasn't scared enough.
Right.
You know, so get pregnant with her, breastfeeding, you know, all that stuff. So that was another like accountability I can't use because
I've got to breastfeed.
Yes,
I've got
because
this.
I got to breastfeed. And anyway, but then after that, I start using again. My friend came to the house and she had meth, and you know, she was already using, and I knew that. But this time she came over and she said, "You want to do a line before work?"
You're like, "Yeah, sign me up."
Like, "Yeah, let's go." And that was fine. I rocked on like that for, I don't know, Carter was, I think, 2 when she ended up with Jody and them.
But that's the cunning, baffling, and powerful part of it. It says that, look, you are controlling this. You can handle it. Until
I was controlling it.
Man, I couldn't do this before. And I won't shoot it if I used to. It's crazy.
And that was my mentality. As long as I'm not shooting it, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I stay away from the needle, I'll be okay. And I did that for a long time.
Until you didn't.
For a long time, yeah, until I didn't. But then when I did.
Fast.
It was so fast. It was so fast. I lost everything so fast when I picked that needle back up.
Yeah, IV meth is as bad as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, what had previously taken you years to lose, you lost everything very quickly.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm rocking on doing the IV. And
you still have your kids at this time?
Yes,
yeah.
I still have my kids. Now, do other people know that I'm using?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, I am a total mess. Like, I was in a situationship with this guy, and he left. It was chaotic. Now, he never laid his hand on me, but we fought all the time. Yeah. All the time. And he left me for the 15th time, you know, and I just shattered in the floor.
You're going to die without him.
Yes, I'm going to die without him.
Can't breathe.
Probably a little bit of codependency there. But so Shanna comes to my house, and she's trying to speak the AA to me, you know, and I'm like, I don't want to hear none of that mess. Like, none of it. Anyway, so she asked me if she could take the kids, and I'm like, yes, take them.
Before we go any further, let's take a minute to address the man or the woman listening to today's episode and wishing for a better life. Or maybe addiction has completely overtaken a family member or a friend.
You are not alone. As you may know, the Jesus Loves Addicts podcast is produced by the Home of Grace, a Christ-centered addiction recovery program in South Mississippi with over 60 years of experience.
The Home of Grace has residential programs ranging from 30 days to 12 months. With 2 separate campuses for men and women, they are fully staffed with caring individuals who want nothing more than to guide you to a life of recovery.
Services include individual and group counseling, marriage and family counseling, classes, workshops, GED, and workforce training, all grounded in biblical principles.
And because of donations from the community, the cost of the program is incredibly affordable.
Thousands of alumni from across the country can tell you there is no other program in the world quite like the Home of Grace.
If you want to start a new path to recovery, don't wait. Speak with an admission specialist today. Visit homeofgrace.org or call 833-55-GRACE to talk with someone.
That's 833-55-GRACE. Call the Home of Grace today.
Because, like, I still think, like, a part of me being a mom knew that they don't need to see this, but I can't stop.
You can't stop at that point. And you knew that. You'd learned.
Yeah. Like, I cannot stop. And there was, just like in my childhood, there was a lot of red flags. There was a lot of red flags here. Like, I was going to work with bruises on my arms. Like, you should know.
But even when people know, they don't want to get messy. They don't want to intervene.
No.
And that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
As many people should have intervened, there was plenty of people I should have intervened as well.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, it's messy. Today, I'll get messy. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, but at what cost? You said, Shanna, but to give background to it, just a dear family friend that basically made sure that all her little chicklings got their lives together.
She's my bonus mom.
Yeah.
Amen.
My kids call her grandmother and Gaga. The first time Kaylee met her, she called her grandmother. And, you know, it just stuck. And she's just, you know, we fight and we go some lengths of time sometimes and we don't talk. But we always come back to each other because I don't have my mom and she's that
right there.
person for me. You know, she used to be my sponsor, but we fired each other. You know, she just really couldn't, like, we just fought so much, like mother-daughter. We really did. And we still do, you know, but we get over it. She didn't take my mom's place, but she's what I didn't have in my mom.
Yeah.
I think that that's one of those examples, and I've mentioned that the Lord will redeem things and time for us in ways that we never saw.
Yeah.
Well, he puts people
right there
in our lives that we need, maybe not for our whole life, but for that season.
You're so right. So she takes them, and from the time she took your children when you were back using, how long was it before you hit your bottom?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know the time period there because I'm still taking Xanaxes and all the other things. At that time, I think I had already went to jail in West Point, and found out that I was actually wanted on the national thing or whatever. West Point and Starkville both wanted me. And I got pulled over. Okay, yes, because I got pulled over in West Point leaving the dope man's house. And we had just got like a lot. And the passenger had it on her. Anyway, we all went to jail and all that stuff. So after that, I think it was probably 2 years. I'm on the run, you know. I don't know. You're looking for me, but of course you are. I never went to court. So you're looking for me, but I ended up in Starkville. A couple years later, I got pulled over because my headlight was out. That was it. I got pulled over because my headlight was out. And I had some dope on me. And they were like, before we get the dogs, now y'all, they had like probably 6 cop cars. I remember getting out of the car and there was like a line of cop cars. And I'm like, for little old me.
Here we go.
You know, like.
And you thought nobody wanted you.
Yeah, right. But I come to find out I'm wanted by the police.
Multiple cities.
Yes. Yeah. But I was just like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of police here. Because sitting in my car, I kept seeing the SUVs come down, like they were coming from this way. And, you know, I counted about 6 of them, but I had no idea at the time because I'm too busy trying to hide the dope that they're all coming to you around me. And I'm like, when I get out, I'm
in real trouble.
Yes, like this is a lot. And so the cop, I remember he said, you know, if you're just honest with us, it goes a a lot further. And I was like, okay, yes, sir. And he's like, is there dope in the car before we put the dogs in the car? And I said, no, but I do have a whole bunch of pills inside my purse, and I think they were like Neurotins. I said, there's a lot in there. And he's like, well, is there anything else you need to tell me? I said, yep, there's dope in my bra.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. And I remember him fist bumping the cop in front of me after they put me in the SUV. And he's like, nice catch. And I'm like, no, it's not. You know, like, it's not a nice catch. But, you know, I didn't know at the time, like, yeah, like this was setting everything up. And I sat in jail probably a week. And I remember, like, manipulating Shanna on the phone because that was always the person I called. And she always got me out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yes, I'll go to treatment. You know, blah. I had no intentions of going to treatment. Like, I just wanted out of jail.
Out of jail.
Yeah. And so, Shanna, if you're hearing this, love you. But I did manipulate my way out. I ended up, I'm not sure how long after that is when me and TJ hooked up. And then the girls
became friends. TJ is a girl also.
Yeah. The girls aren't at the house. Mm-mm. Now, they're like and out, but...
You were already on the run for skipping court.
Yeah.
And then you got... Out and you got pulled over again. How would you ever get out of jail again? It seems like you'd have holds all over the place.
Well, so what happened was, while I'm in Starkville jail, I called my dope man. He posted my bond in Starkville because
before they realized.
Yes, I could not get out of Starkville, but as soon as I got out of Starkville, they took me straight to West Point.
Okay.
And so the dope man bailed me out of Starkville. They put me in a police car and drove me to West Point. Shanna came to West Point and got me out.
Gotcha.
And, you know, of course, I'm hollering like we all do. There's a drug problem. I'll go to treatment.
I need help.
Yes, because I already had, the 20 years was already over my head at this point because I was robbing the Hitching Post, the restaurant I was working at. I was robbing them blind. I even helped her set the cameras up to catch the person that was taking the money. So I knew which cameras in the restaurant were fake and which cameras in the restaurant were real. And I just would maneuver my way around.
Because you set them up.
Yeah, because I helped you set them up. That's where I got my burglary charge from.
I hope you made things right with them before you just said that.
Oh, she knows.
Okay, good.
Oh, she absolutely knows who it was. They had me on video.
Yeah.
Well, and I fessed up to it. Like I said, I did it.
It was me.
She absolutely knows I did it. Yeah, it's no question. So yeah, I have 20 years over my head for that, you know, but I did probation and like, it's not Celebrate Recovery. It was something else that they had in Corinth.
You tried all the things.
All the things, to do. And, so we're in West Point, we get bailed out. And I'm like, yeah, I'll go to treatment, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I had talked to you then. I think I had talked to you then. By then, I had talked to you because TJ was already gone.
I was trying to get your friend, my friend, TJ, to go to treatment. And that's how I met you.
That's how you met me on FaceTime.
When you were high.
Yes, I was high. And I was trying to get higher. And you were this Christian lady that wanted me in treatment, and I did not like you.
At all. Mm-mm. And that's all right, though.
And I remember she's like, we're going to be best friends.
You're like, no, I'm not going to be friends with you.
I do not want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to take my comfort
I'm going to trick
away. You. Yeah.
So you entered treatment for the final time, June or July, you said?
July.
Of 2021.
Yes.
Tell me about that process, because I definitely want to get through to where you are today with your girls, where you're working, what your life looks like with your family.
So, July comes around, you know, I don't know my pastors really. I had been to the church, but not really to the, you know what I mean? Like, I was there, but I wasn't there. I vaguely remember.
This is the assembly?
Yes.
In Columbus?
Yes. I vaguely remember Kaylee being baptized the first time. Vaguely.
Yeah.
I remember, like, the second she went down, but that's it. So TJ's gone at this time, and Shanna's in church. She's taking Carter and all this, and of course Lindsay sees Carter, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you know, give me the baby." And little did she know, well, you're gonna have the baby.
This is the pastor's wife. They didn't even know her. That's who kept her 3-year-old.
Yes.
While she went to treatment.
So Kaylee, she stays with Shanna. Mm-hmm. This was also CPS does not get involved again. Mm-hmm. So Kaylee stays with Shanna, and Shanna's like, "Are you okay with Carter going with Jody and Lindsay?" Sure.
Why not?
You know, why not? Just why not? So we're coming to the Home of Grace because that's where my friend is. I did not want to be here. And y'all, there's a message in my phone that I keep that I sent to Pastor Jody. He probably don't even have it anymore, but it's on Facebook, and I keep it. And every now and then I will go back and I will read it, and I will just be like, "You were absolutely insane."
What'd you say?
Just crazy off the wall stuff, you know, about like TJ being there and
not in your right mind.
Yeah, wanting to be clean, but also I'm tying in some other things. I mean, it just made no sense.
Yeah.
And so every now and then, like, I'll go back and read it and just be like, wow, like, you really were sick. So anyway, we get to, so Shanna says that they're going to go to the beach, drop me off and go to the beach. And so, of course, I'm like, no, why don't we go to the beach and then you drop me off? So, you know, we switched my days on intake because I needed to go to the beach. And so I have my dope with me. Shanna only found out about the dope last year. I only told her I was still getting high all the way down there. Up until the second I turned on to Hallelujah Lane. I threw it out right then after I did some in the back seat. And so I get to the Home of Grace, and y'all are on lockdown.
Oh, yeah, COVID.
Y'all are sending girls home, and I am...
Oh, I remember that lockdown.
Yeah,
yep.
And I'm stuck in the back seat. I was not getting out. Like, Kathryn had to come out there and open the door and get me out. And I just remember breaking down in her office. I don't remember what I said to you in there, but I remember knowing that I wasn't ready, but
I needed
to be. And I had to figure out what I was doing because my girls were leaving.
Yeah.
And so I think I was there 2 weeks, and you offered extended stay, and I took it. And you never offered extended stay that early. I remember you telling me that. She's like, I don't ever offer extended stay this early. And I just took it, and I filled out the paperwork. I'm like, I'm staying. Like, I don't think I was still fully ready. I just knew, like, something's got to give. Like, I can't keep living like this. And, you know, not knocking AA. Like, AA is good, but it wasn't working for me. Like, I think for a point it was, but it just, I needed to figure out what was missing, and I didn't know that
you had
God,
to build a relationship with the Lord and stop being mad.
You had to deal with God.
Yeah.
The God situation.
Yeah.
You know.
That's it.
And I, like, in that chapel, in that little chapel that we have there, I remember I was cussing him out, you know, like, and I hate you. You had me write a letter to him, and the only words I put on that paper was, I hate you.
Yeah.
And I meant it with everything in me. I want no part of you. And so why am I at a faith-based rehab?
Right.
Why am I here? And why am I doing this? Like, literally would dig in the back of my head, like, every time worship would come on. Like, I was so uncomfortable when it came to God. So why am I here?
to get healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good, but it's a painful place, but it's an honest place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God can deal with that when you're. Well, he can handle you saying, "I hate you."
Yeah.
And I don't like you, and I'm mad at you.
It's not a shock to him.
Right. Or
it's like if
I
we
doubt
say,
you, or whatever.
If we say it out loud, we're a horrible person. That he already knew.
Putting on a show and acting like that's
he already sees
that's
that.
even worse. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I just said that.
I don't know if it's I was very comfortable there because like everybody there was so transparent, and then like I had you as a counselor that I didn't even like, and come to find out she's going to be my counselor. Y'all, my first night there, I remember asking the house mom, could I go get the dope that I just threw out the window? Just let me walk up the street and get it, because there's godly women outside.
I need it.
And I need it. I need a fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, I couldn't.
They said no.
Yeah, she said no. Can't go get it.
I don't think I'm going to let you do that.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time in the house mother's office. Mm-hmm. I did. I talked to a lot of them all day long. Mm-hmm. All day long. Like, I know they got tired of me, but I needed to talk. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I could. And I felt like I could finally tell everything and be very transparent about my whole life there. And I still didn't understand, why. But, I knew, I finally knew this is where I need to be. And let's figure out God.
Yeah.
And I remember telling the little man that used to come every Sunday and do church with us.
Brother Harris.
Yes.
His name is Brother Harris. He was he's this tiny little man, but he didn't care about a lockdown. He was.
We got a few of those.
Yeah.
He was there every Sunday.
COVID.
Yeah.
These men need to hear the gospel.
He's like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'll come as much as y'all let me. We've got some here for sure.
Yeah, and he did. Every Sunday he was there. And I just remember I would talk to him every Sunday after his little sermon. And it was always the same sermon. It was like 2 Corinthians, like you're a new person in Christ. I don't know the Bible like that to quote it. But it was always, I know it was in 2 Corinthians because we turned to it every Sunday.
5:17.
Yes. And just, you're a new creation. You're a new creation. And, I think hearing it over and over.
He was speaking life over you.
And, but I was still struggling. And I would, and he knew that because he would ask me, how are you today? And I'm like, and I would tell him, hey, I don't know. I don't know Jesus, and I don't know if I want to know Jesus. But I know if I do want to know Jesus, I want to figure him out on my own, because I was told to do this when I was a kid. And this is what happened to me as a kid, and this is my view on God. And it's very distorted. So I want to know why. Why do I believe in him? I want to know why. Just why. I just need to know, why am I supposed to get saved? Why am I supposed to get baptized? Because I got saved at a young age at VBS, but I was supposed to. And then I got baptized because that's what you do after. And then you just live for the Lord. But how do you live for the Lord?
Yeah.
I don't know how to live for God. And, and he would talk to me. He would just, he was so sweet. And he would just talk, and he would pray. And then I remember we was doing communion, and I would not partake in communion because the lady said, if you don't believe or if you're questioning or whatever, she's like, don't partake in communion. Yeah. And so I would push it to the side.
You were obedient.
And because I'm like, well, I'm not finna take part of this because I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. And, but I would sit in my room at night and I'd read my Bible. And I didn't understand it, but I was reading it. And, and I was asking questions, and, because I guess I was trying to get my faith where I seen it.
Yeah.
Do you remember you used to call me Doubting Thomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she used to call me, Doubting Thomas. Like, I needed to see the holes in the hand type thing. But, like, I don't remember what I was talking to you about in session one day, but Brother Harris said it during a Wednesday night thing. Like, I wish I could remember what it was, but I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, maybe that's God saying something, you know?
That can't be a coincidence.
Yeah, it can't be. And then, but my addict mind is like, they talk to each other.
Yeah.
They did. I think I even asked you if you talked to him.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
And no,
I'm like, hey, she knew this is what I was talking about, and now he's coming to talk about this. Yeah, but I had a lot of questions about the Bible. I wrote out a whole page of questions to Victor. And gave it to Victor
Pastor
one time.
Vic.
Yeah. I sure did. Like, and then we had these ladies that would come and they would pray. And I'd always stay back for prayer. Yeah. And I'd tell them, like, I'm struggling. But, you know, I need prayer. I wasn't digging at my scalp by this time with Jesus. Like, I was kind of taking the nails out the box, you know. Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put that. That's exactly what it was. But he was letting you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I had already cussed him out in the little chapel, and I'd already told him I hated him. I'd already, you know, done all that. But I remember this lady, like, I was still uncomfortable a little bit because she was, like, speaking tongues over me and all this, and this other girl was, like, the Holy Spirit filled, and I'm just sitting there like, can we stop? Like, I'm just ready to go on back to my room. Let me go smoke a cigarette and calm down because this is weird.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is so weird. I don't know who that was, but
no telling.
Yeah.
But it sounds like God was slowly
drawing
washing you clean, getting the street out of your head, and softening your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was.
Some people, it happens quick. It wasn't like that for me. It took a while. Still taking a while.
I love that he is that personal, though. He is patient, and he does.
It just, like, meets you right where you're at. And it's like, okay, you know, you need
this, and this is what I'm going to give you.
You need me to take my time. And I think that's what helped me a lot with finally learning to not blame him.
Yeah.
You know, because...
Well, and the forgiveness work, to forgive your parents.
Yeah. Because, you know, today I'm like, they just did the best they could. You know, my dad's my dad's dad, he was an alcoholic. He was not a nice guy. He was very mean. So, I mean, looking back today, I'm like, you know, they just did
the best
what they knew. Maybe that's why I'm a little overprotective with mine.
You're doing something different.
Yeah.
So you are now, you'll have 5 years?
5 years in July.
Okay.
I actually work at my church's daycare.
Amen.
Imagine that. I used to couldn't even be around my kids, and now I'm...
Or anybody
else's, and now I'm, like, taking care of kids all day long.
Yeah.
I'm their cook there now. I was the teacher, but, you know, kids are hard. Kids are so hard. So I was like, as soon as the cook position opened, I'm like, hey, I love all these kids, but let me get on out.
Yeah.
So I can go room to room. Like, I do better just going room to room. I can't just sit still in that one room.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And they scream and holler a lot, you know.
Well, I've talked to people, and it's nothing personal. They're just like, I love my kids. I'm not great.
Yeah.
I don't always love everyone. I'm like, okay, that's fair.
And I think, it's a lot of, I was overstimulated a lot, and trying to talk through it, like today, it's like all the screaming and hollering from the kids just would trigger something in me. And I didn't know, like, I know I can't deal with it with drugs. So
what do I do with it?
What do I do? And I don't want to lash out on your kids. So what do I do? you know. So when I found that out, you know, it was good. Like, okay, please put me in the kitchen because I need to stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I need to stay here because I know me, like, I need accountability, and I do so much better when I know I have accountability.
You do really well with an intentional community, Tiffany.
And so, like, these people are my family. Like, these people are who I talk to on a daily basis. Like, I have a great relationship with my boss. Me and her will text, like, Bible verses to each other and be like, oh, my gosh, this is what I read in the Bible today. And, like, I remember texting her one time about whenever God was in the Garden of Gethsemane praying. And I'm like, he's bleeding blood. Like, he's crying to God to not do this to him, like, to let this pass. And, like, I've heard the story before, but I haven't heard it, you know, like, actually read it. And Jody gave me a Fire Bible, so it's got, like, the commentary at the bottom. And so it, like, explains everything. And I'm like, Kristen, he's literally begging God to let this pass. And he's still getting hung on the cross. Like, the pain.
God said no.
Yes. And I'm like, the pain.
I need you to be obedient.
Yeah. And I'm like, he's still having to go through this. Like, can you imagine? And that was just like, that moment, I remember that because I wasn't reading the Bible. You know, I was kind of checking the box. Like, I'm doing the things, but I'm not doing it, you know? Like, I don't go to meetings. I still don't really go to meetings. I just do strictly church. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's every now and then I go to meetings, but church is what's working for me. But I wasn't really involved.
Well, you have a church family.
Yeah. So, but I remember that moment. I was like, the Bible is so interesting. Like, I have got to read more of this. And so I would keep reading. And I come across this one. Was it Peter that was preaching and somebody fell out the window?
Oh, when they fell asleep. Who fell?
He fell asleep and he died. And then he goes down there and brings him back to life. And he goes back up and starts preaching again. And I'm like,
yeah, I think that was Peter.
I'm like, this is crazy. Like, the Bible is just crazy, you know? And so, like, I read it now. And I enjoy reading the Bible now. I don't understand it all, but I enjoy reading it.
I know, one person. I do not know one person that can say they understand it all. I saw something recently, and I know that we have to close in a minute, but I just found it was super special to my heart. You went on a missions trip last year.
Yes.
But this year you're going again.
Yes.
And you're taking Kaylee and Carter with you.
Yes.
Where are you going?
Belize.
I just got back from Belize.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was, country. You know, I've never really thought of myself as an ungrateful person. But I do remember looking at Jody and saying, I'm such an ungrateful person. To see how these people live over here. You know,
and don't complain.
And they don't complain. They are the nicest people. And I'm like, I am so ungrateful. And so, yeah, this year I'm taking both the girls with me because I feel like, and, you know, there's a tug in my heart about, do I go, like, in the mission field? I'm still praying, you know, I'm praying about that.
He'll tell you.
You know, I'm just praying about that because I love it over there. I do. And I've even to the point where I'm like, okay, Kaylee, if we moved to Belize and was missionaries, would that be cool? And she's like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, hey, Carter. And I asked her, and she's like, yeah, we can do it, but she's 8, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, they said yes, you know? And I mean, I don't know if that's what God wants me to do, but
just be open-minded.
You know, I just pray about it.
That you're saying, that's it. Like, you're saying, you know, God, if this is your will, you'll tell me.
Yeah.
Because you know he will.
Yeah.
I can say it again, but it has been a huge blessing and an honor for me to have you here today.
Yeah. I've thoroughly enjoyed your story. what comes to my mind is I asked you a question at the very beginning. We were talking about your family going to church, and I said it was just something that you did. There was the gospel wasn't powerful. Like, it didn't have power.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I see, is that everybody's a work in progress, but there must be some power to this, because you're 5 years clean. And I mean, IV meth, that's the top of the heap.
Yeah.
Not very many people make it out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And you 5 years, you should be proud of yourself.
I am. I am proud of myself.
God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at what God's
it's
done. Yeah.
Shooting meth to not believing to on my knees during worship. You know, it's just totally different.
And
person.
Raising your girls differently. Breaking that.
Because it's like I have to unlearn everything I was taught and teach them different.
Yeah. Praise the Lord.
Yeah. And you don't have to know all the stuff about the Bible. I mean, by all means, read it, but you were one way, now you're another.
Yeah.
Right.
And what happened in the middle was Jesus. And
right.
That's all some people need to hear.
Yeah. That's all that's all they can take.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm going to let you close this.
Well, is there anything you'd like to say to the people listening?
Knowing that Kaylee will watch this, Carter will listen.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to them? I want to thank them for sharing their mom with us today, because a lot needed to hear this.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I wasn't better when you needed me to be better. But I'm trying.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm doing my best to be better now.
Yeah.
Well done.
And you're not the same person you were back then.
At all.
So, amen.
Amen.
That's about all we got here on this episode of Jesus Loves Addicts. Please leave some comments.
Yeah.
If anything in this episode stirred anything up, we would love to talk to you. If you haven't, please subscribe. We love you. Jesus loves you. See you next time on Jesus Loves Addicts.